Well, good morning, my ladies and my gents. Welcome to episode 5 of Coffee and Kits. Started out with Paul over at Left Coast Model Car Builds. Make sure I get it written down. You think I'd learn it by now. Started his model cars and coffee type idea, and just to show off your various builds that you've done over the time. And so far, I've been doing episodes of stuff that have meaning to either me or my family or both. And today I thought I would take advantage because I haven't been updating on like my 51 Chevy, and it's been 3 weeks since I finished it, and I haven't got any update on it. And I thought I would go ahead and do that and show off my new Land Rover that I finished up a few days ago. And then I'm going to show off a little bit of fabrication work that I did. I picked up a boat trailer, or a boat, a while back when this happy little guy, and the boat trailer was just absolutely, the trailer that comes with it is absolutely horrendous. Yeah, okay, it might look good for, 10, 12, 13-year-old kid doing them, but oh my God, it's ugly. So I made my own. So without further ado, let me get the camera turned around and we will get to it. Good old coffee. All right, first, let me get some light on the subject. First is my 51 Chevy that I just went whole hog stupid on. Got the big block motor in it with the roots blower, twin carb, through the roof exhaust manifold. And I've thought about seeing if I can carve up the hood in order to get a hood on it. And I'm kind of back and forth about whether I even want to try that or not. I just, maybe not. I don't know. But quite pleased with the way it turned out. Basically, my story with this guy is kid bought an old rust bucket, got it cleaned up, didn't have a motor in it. Daddy knew a guy that had an old hot rod motor, and he got it built up and was able to get it all put together. He'd been running it so dadgum hard. I got it a little off center without tearing everything up. Can't really get it straightened up, but he has run it so hard for so long that it's twisted the body mount, the motor mounts a little bit. But I got it all set up in here. I've got my little fighting redneck on the bottom, and I are a redneck. Some of the interior that you can kind of see. Lots of VCG stuff in this one. Got steering wheel. I've got a B&M shifter in there. I got a VCG tack. The B&M shifter is VCG. I got some seat belts in there. I used the trick of masking tape and thread for the seats, and of course I got to have the speaker grills in the back. And one reason I've been kind of waiting was to see if I could come up with the other tail light. My carpet monster ate my tail light. It's chrome. How do you lose that? The license plate is from a set from STS Decals. And you come around. I wound up using the stock Steelies on the front, and I used VCG weld with radials with just a little bit of that in there. I have, if you'd followed anything at all, I had completely carved out the whole back end here, fitted in a VCG 4-link rear end. It's a Ford 9-inch, fabricated my own drive shaft out of 3.2 millimeter aluminum tube. It just fits the little pegs on the U-joints, also VCG. I did a bunch of carving out of the cabin for the transmission tunnel and fabricated some new stuff there. And you can see where I had to carve out the front member here to get enough room to fit the pulleys. Basically, the engine compartment was not big enough. Wound up using a electric fan from VCG. Battery is VCG. The brake master cylinder on there is formed into the firewall, but there is a, let's see if I can get a better shot, turn it around. Oh, it did not come with an outside mirror, and I had one real quick here that I had picked up from Hyro Boy out of England. They're real hit and miss whether you're going to get them. Most, I'd say probably 80% of their stuff there is out of stock. When you do find stuff, it's pretty cool. They got stuff there you'd never seen before. But here, let me see if I can zoom in on it. Yay, there we go. But it's a Grant flamethrower distributor. I had problems getting that sucker wired up like it's supposed to be, but I did it, by golly. Okay, that's that. All kinds of nifty stuff on that. Let me set him aside. Yeah, the boat. But it's not focusing. Here we go. But we're going to go next to the Land Cruiser. Let me set him off. This was a straight up box build, and I'd never done something quite like this before, and I thought I'd go ahead and try it. Let's see, let me see if I can get a little bit of light to shine in the windshield, because the interior was kind of neat. Yeah, it's kind of focusing on the window and not the interior, but I wound up putting some of the masking tape and thread on these to simulate a little bit nicer. But come on, focus. But it all really came out looking. Those came clear. I painted them. A lot of the stuff on here, it telling me to do either white or black, and instead I did aluminum. Get the hood to open up, and the kit engine that came in was pretty much painted by the color shout-outs. It's a Revell kit. But you can do it right-hand drive, left-hand drive. I chose left-hand drive. And of course got all of that. I had it almost finished when I got the flu real bad about 3 weeks ago, almost 2.5, 3 weeks ago. And my brain just was not working, so I set it aside. And it was 2 weeks before I got back to it, and then in the space of about 6 hours, I completely finished it. The back end here. The decals here and up here. Tail lights are painted. That's, to me, a clear red and clear yellow, or clear orange. Again, the STS license plate. These are little roof flaps that are actually controlled. I don't know if I can get it to focus in on the roof. Yeah, you can see there. That's the inside of that, you know, basically air vent. It's got holes. You can basically hollow out a bunch of these to get them to set. You can mount the tire here. Photos online, they show that there's mounted there on the hood. It's got, you know, some air vents and things and just all kinds of happies. Underneath, it's all just, most of it I did with the color shout outs and the instructions. But I chose not to do the interior black. I chose to do it a slightly different color. And so throw up some extra photos. And then we got this puppy. I am pleased with this. For starters, get a little pointer here. The, not that one. That one, that'll work. But the little lines, get it to focus. Come on. Oops, not sure quite what happened, but I turned off the recorder. Anyway, the little lines that go through here that are molded in, those were molded. Everything else, all the streaks and everything, that's all flat plastic. And what I did is I sprayed it with Tamiya TS46 light sand. Give it a wood base. I've done a video on how I do wood grain. And then I just took some bare English chestnut stain and just started brushing it with a large brush, long strokes to simulate the wood. And all in all, it came out looking like stained wood. The dashboard, see if I can get it to zoom in on the dashboard. Focus, there we are. And I used a little bit of Tamiya clear red and a wash to go in there. And in looking online, yeah, that is definitely the gear shift right there for the prop, the engine. A lot of times they have them off over this side where you can kind of control it back and forth, but this one is here. Let me zoom out just a little bit so I can see what I'm doing. And these open up, and oops. So the thing kind of sits on the engine. Not supposed to, but it does. Well, that's not going to be open. I just kind of did a halfway, just so in case you opened up the hatches, you could see it. And Tamiya hull red. Oh, I don't remember the brand of that. Doesn't matter. But it's just a maroon color. But the trailer. This is the frame of the trailer. Come on, focus, focus. This is the frame. It is big, it is thick, it is ugly. You can see where the springs allegedly are. Get it here with my left hand, which is not very good. You can see the spring where it's supposed to be at. The metal axle runs through there and across here and out the other side. There's no tube for it. There's no anything. You don't put it through anything. It's just your metal tube. Really ugly piece of hitch. grab that box with the extra parts in it. This is the hitch that goes with it. And you go and you put it sideways, and you just kind of fit that in there. It's not trimmed up, so, but you fit that in there and turn it sideways. Ugly, ugly, thick, heavy. There are no taillights on it. So I said, I ain't using it. So I started, okay, I'm gonna make my own trailer. I used the size as a general base. And then I got to looking online to see just how they're put together. And I started fabricating. I've got the trailer, the boat pretty much attached to the trailer now. But to start with, that's a Hyroboy winch that I got. That comes with the hook. I put little brass rod fittings for the tie downs. Fabricated the front. That's actual wood there, and it's stained. And the step here for all of that. It's a VCG hitch. Come under here. I got a little further forward than I meant to, but it's got a bunker there that it's supposed to sit on. Snag it where I'm not knocking things off, but it's got a couple more bunkers that it sits on, and I've even got a little bit of, quote, carpet put on it. I use springs that I got from, I think it was, I have to look up to see just who it was that had the springs. They're 3D resin print. The shock absorbers were left over from the 9-inch or the 4-link suspension, the VCG. Fenders are left over from a special order trailer that I had from VCG. The wheels, the metal axle through the tube are all of the kit that I used on this. That's plastic styrene tube. And then metal axle runs through it. Then I use some of the photo etch ratchet strap that goes there and up to there, and it's bolted, well, glued, but you know, to the frame. And I actually have taillights. License plate, of course, and I've titled it Obsession. Just because, you know, hobbying becomes an obsession. But, yeah, I did the boat. I started it yesterday. It was bare plastic. The frame took me about a day and a half to completely finish. And that's something that I'm going to be proud to put up on my shelf. And so thus ends episode 5 of Coffee and Kits. And I will talk to you in the next one. B-Tex, signing out.